straight ahead on News Channel 5 this morning. A man at the center of a national immigration controversy is now in Nashville. We're breaking down Kilmar Abrego Garcia's connection to Tennessee and what a judge decided yesterday in federal court.
And it is the third day of CMA Fest. We're live in front of Music City Center where they have fanfare talking to an artist, and we'll have a live preview of what you can expect for today.
Plus, it's a News Channel 5 exclusive. We'll show you where the ever-elusive Ed the Zebra was spotted yesterday by our very own Sky 5. Your news is now.
Now, with a Storm 5 alert, this is News Channel 5 this morning.
Let's take a live look down on Broadway as the third day of CMA Fest is about to get underway. Good morning, everybody. I'm Chris Davis, in for Jennifer Krause. Thanks so much for waking up with us this morning. Of course, we got to get straight to News Channel 5's Henry Rothenberg. Henry, obviously, lots of big events, outdoor events this weekend between the air show, between CMA Fest. You know, it seems like people are going to really need to be weather aware going into today.
Absolutely. You know, yesterday we saw cancellations and delays for CMA Fest. Let's throw the air show into that today, and I'm concerned about the potential for cancellations or delays for that as well, between low ceilings, which is when the clouds are below what would be their minimum limits to fly, and the threat of thunderstorms. Here's our weather setup for the day and what we're watching. Storm 5 alerts. Once again, copy and paste yesterday. We're going to do that all over. Somewhat calmer tomorrow, though, and then an unsettled pattern throughout the upcoming week. We're waking up to 73 in Music City, 72 in Murfreesboro, while Portland, Cookeville, McMinnville are all at 70. Columbia 69 with Dixon and Camden as well. We have quiet weather. Currently minus some clouds on the Power of 5 radar, but everybody has the threat of severe weather today. Let's take a look at it on Exact Track. By midday, isolated, turning scattered this afternoon and taking you through this evening, so that is when we're going to be concerned about the threat of these storms that'll fire up. 82 are high. Chris, the only reason I think we don't make it into the upper 80s is because these storms that are firing right as you would see that peak heating in the afternoon, I think that helps to cap our temperature at 82, preventing us from the upper 80s in many spots. Again, thunderstorms, damaging wind, even some heavy downpours, similar to yesterday, things that we're watching. We'll see if we can find some relief from this unsettled pattern coming up.
We're looking forward to that, especially, Henry. Thank you so much. CMA Fest is a country music fan's absolute dream. There are lots of performances all across the city. Many of them will have special meet and greets scheduled later on at Music City Center. Our Eric Pointer is there live this morning with a preview of what to expect. Eric, we now have the sun is up and music is about to begin all across our city.
Man, we can't wait. It is about to be loud here in downtown with all of the different music, all of the artists. We're expecting hundreds of artists to be performing, weather permitting, but hopefully we'll get them on stage. One of those artists who will be performing here for CMA Fest is Sophia Scott, who has graciously woken up early for us this morning. We appreciate it. It's happy to have you here.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, we're good. We're better now that you're here.
Yay!
We're excited to have you. Yeah, I got coffee. So you have performed at CMA Fest before. You know what it's like, but what does it mean to you to be back again this year performing?
I mean, I think it's just such an honor. It's always like my favorite time of year. It's the official start to summer. I feel like there's so many people in town celebrating country music, and it just means a lot to me. I've dreamt of playing CMA Fest for so long, so to be doing it, this is my third year in a row, so I'm stoked.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I've gotten to see you perform live, and it's a great show. You do a great job, so I'm really excited. I know you're performing tomorrow, Hard Rock Stage at 2:20, right? But before that, you're doing a fanfare event, right? At 12:30?
12:30, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me, what is? I know that's something that's so unique to CMA Fest is to get that one-on-one time with fans. What does that mean to you as an artist to have that time?
I think it's really special to get to connect with people that I probably wouldn't meet otherwise. I think it's just nice. Like last year, I honestly cried last year because someone brought me a gift, and so I think just to like have that one-on-one time and make that little connection with your audience members that you don't like. Sometimes like I'll see people that have like DM'd me on Instagram or whatever, and I think it's cool to just be able to see them in person and have like a face-to-face interaction and hear about what the music means to them and all of that kind of stuff. It's nice. Yeah.
That is awesome, and I bet that means so much. That's going to make listening to your music for them mean so much more.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay, and I know, so tell us about, what do people need to be on the lookout when it comes to you? What do you have in the works?
Well, I'm also playing tonight at Tin Roof with my label, and I will be performing a couple new songs. I'm working on a new album. I'll have a new single coming out in a couple weeks, and then a couple more singles, and then working on an album. I can't say the release date yet, but it is coming.
Yeah, we'll be on the lookout. We will be on the lookout.
Yeah, and then I'll be touring a bunch this summer too, so lots of fun stuff happening.
Well, really excited to have you. And speaking of new songs, we're going to get a preview of one coming up in about 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we will be ready for that. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio for now.
Thank you, Eric. You've had a great lineup so far and more to come. Well, a 16-year-old Nashville student got the CMA Fest experience of a lifetime. Kingston Karif attends Nashville School of the Arts, and thanks to the CMA Foundation, he got to perform on stage. With nearly 4 million students nationwide lacking music education, the CMA Foundation is on a mission to change that by investing in music programs all across the U.S. This year at CMA Fest, students got a chance to gain behind-the-scenes access, march in the parade, and in Kingston's case, perform.
Thank you. For me to be like 16 years old and still in high school, for me to share something that's very important to me, it just felt great. It just felt really good to be able to share that and know that like my dreams are becoming a reality, and then I can keep going.
We want our fans to experience it. We want it to be immersive. So I think giving students the opportunity to ultimately see what it could be like at some point in the future, but also to remind our fans that you're actually here giving back to a really good cause.
And how about this? The CMA Foundation has invested more than $30 million into music education programs all across the country. Well, there's a lot to keep in mind when it comes to CMA Fest, especially when it comes to all that traffic. But we're here to make sure your weekend is easy and enjoyable. We have a full guide including schedules, maps, road closures, and of course weather shelters right now on our News Channel 5 app. His deportation by the Trump administration sparked controversy and made international headlines. Kilmar Abrego Garcia is now back in the U.S., and late yesterday, he stood before a judge at the federal courthouse in Nashville. The Trump administration admitted it mistakenly deported Abrego Garcia from Maryland to his native El Salvador, and that's where he was in a supermax prison until yesterday. Now, the Department of Justice and the federal court had been in an intense standoff over bringing him back. The indictment unsealed in court accused Abrego Garcia and others of partaking in a conspiracy in which they, quote, knowingly and unlawfully transported thousands of undocumented aliens who had no authorization to be present in the U.S.
The grand jury found that over the past 9 years, Abrego Garcia has played a significant role in an alien smuggling ring.
Now, the judge set a hearing for next Friday. That's when Abrego Garcia will be arraigned on the charges, and the judge will take up the government's motion to hold him until the trial. He remains in federal custody. And you may be wondering, what does Abrego Garcia, a Maryland man, have to do with the state of Tennessee? Well, this all started back in 2022 during a traffic stop in Cookeville. And we actually have video of that traffic stop. Troopers had stopped Abrego Garcia for suspicion of speeding, but soon suspected he was also transporting undocumented migrants across the country for money. At the time, he wasn't charged. From recent ICE arrests in Nashville to a congressional investigation into Nashville Mayor Freddie O'Connell, immigration has been a hot-button issue as of late. You can count on us to stay on top of these stories on air and on our News Channel 5 app. A woman in Clarksville was taken to the hospital last night after being grazed in the head with a bullet. This is video from our news partner Dash 10 Media from the parking lot of the C&G Food Mart on Crossland Avenue. Clarksville police tell us the shooting actually happened a few miles away at the intersection of Caldwell Lane and Maddox Circle. The victim was a passenger in a vehicle and was taken to the Food Mart after the shooting. Now, if you know anything about this crime, you are asked to reach out to police. Well, he's been on the run for a week now. And yesterday, Ed the Zebra, missing out of Rutherford County and now an international celebrity, was spotted. Our Sky 5 caught a glimpse of him yesterday morning near a neighborhood in Christiana. Shout out to Sky 5 pilot Jason Morgan and chief photographer Mike Rose for spotting the ever-elusive Ed. Trail cameras are now tracking his movements, and the Texas company that sold the zebra plans to bring in their own helicopter and capture it using a tranquilizer gun. The owners, animal trackers, and deputies have been trying to lure him in with alfalfa, but so far, no luck. One family spent the day searching for tracks, something they say they like to do for fun.
When it spotted in the neighborhood, I knew exactly where out here it was spotted in. I was like, it's going to stay right around here.
The public is asked to stay away from the area so the striped escapee doesn't get spooked. If you do happen to see him, call the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office. It is the saga that just won't end. Well, coming up on News Channel 5 this morning, everyone makes mistakes, including the highest court in the land. The Supreme Court sent out some emails yesterday by accident. Oops. We'll tell you about it coming up.
The Lazy Boy